We here at Educhemy have helped fulfill dreams of 51 civil service exam UPSC toppers in the year 2020. If you too have the dream to crack this prestigious civil service exam by UPSC, subscribe to our channel and stay up to date for all the information for your UPSC preparation. तैयारी आपकी, जिम्मेदारी हमारी.
Hello everyone, welcome to Educhemy's YouTube page. I am Dimple Nankani and I am the Faculty of Ethics in Educhemy. This video relates to one of the most asked questions, that is, how to approach case studies in the ethics examination. We have made a series of such videos as how to use the syllabus in ethics and the other videos. To receive the regular updates for such videos, click the bell icon and subscribe to our channel. As the new year is here, we have the good news for you, which is you can avail the discounts in the courses. So Educhemy is offering 25% discount on all the courses for UPSC and the State PSC till 31st of December 2021. Let's get back to the videos, which is this video deals with how to approach case studies in ethics. The content of these videos are: what is the importance of case studies for your ethics examination? We all know that the case study is important section in the ethics paper. What is the importance? We will look into that. What does the case study aims to check? So here nearly 50% of your portion is given to case study. So what does the case studies aim to check? And what are the tricks to maximize the score in the case studies? And at the end, I would tell you about the general structure of the case study. So if there is a case study that is given to you, what general structure you should follow to attempt those case study. So stay tuned to the video till the end to know about the general structure of the case study. We know that the case study is important for the examination because it constitutes nearly 50% of the marks. So your ethics paper is about 250 marks, of which ethics case study is 50% of the marks, which is 125 marks. Now, what does the case study actually aims to check? Ethics paper is basically to check your ethical competence as well as your administrative competence, and the most important role is played by the case study here. Why? Because in a case study, you are given a situation where there is a ethical dilemma and you are the decision maker. It is you who has to deal with this ethical dilemma. So basically, case study is framed with the broad analysis to check your ethical competence as well as the administrative competence, which is the sole agenda of ethics paper. So here, it basically aims to check your ethical competence as well as the administrative competence. So now that we know that case study is important, and what does it aim to check? So what is that trick to maximize the score in the case study? So what happens is you are given a situation wherein you are the decision maker and you will have to tell by your decision making that you have ethical competence as well as administrative competence. So what is the trick that you will use to maximize the score? What happens is the decision taken, any decision you take will not have much impact. What is a differentiating factor is how do you justify those decisions? What is that you are using to justify that decision? Whether do you have the rational thinking or not? So how do you justify, and whether do you have the rational thinking? And by your decision justification, you are telling to the examiner that what values do you uphold. One important criteria is, are you arguing rationally? So any decision you take will not make much difference. The difference that is made is how do you justify your decision? Are you arguing rationally? What are the values that you uphold? So this is the trick to understand. It is not the decision, but how of that decision matters a lot. Now, when I say that you have to rationally argue, what do I mean by arguing rationally? So what is a rational person? A rational person is one that bases his or her thinking on the basis of facts. So you know that the decision is not taken on the basis of emotions, but it is taken on the basis of the facts. And the second important thing is the person is emotionally intelligent, that the person can appreciate the situation. It is not just random facts that are used, but you can apply those facts in the situation and you appreciate the situation. The third is the rational person not only knows his duties but also knows the limitation of the power. So you have some power and you are the decision maker, but you also know the limitations of your power. So one is, yes, you know the facts, yes, you know the situation, you know your duties, and you also know the limitations of the power. And a rational person is one who not only thinks small term consequences but also takes into account the long term consequences of the action. So a rational person knows about the long term consequences, and a rational person is able to demonstrate the leadership skill. When I say that a rational person is able to demonstrate the leadership skill, I mean that the person is able to put on board even those people who disagree with the decision. So how do you put on board? How do you demonstrate your leadership? And a rational person is one which take feedbacks. So there is no authoritarian decision making, but the person is able to take the feedback also. So here you have to argue rationally. You have to know the facts, appreciate the situation, know the values that you uphold, know your responsibility, know the power as well as the limitations of the power, and you also need to demonstrate the long-term consequences and demonstrate your leadership skill. So you need to demonstrate your leadership skill and also think for the long-term consequences. So if you are able to take all this into account while you are justifying your decision making, that you know the fact, you knew the situation, you can appreciate the situation, you know the long-term consequences, you can take feedback and incorporate all of them in the decision making, then such a decision has a rational basis. So no matter what decision you take, are you able to justify it rationally? That will make a lot of difference here. Now, what is the general structure that you should follow while you are attempting the case study? So I will just give you few tips that, okay, you can start off with this you can use an introduction, this you can use in the conclusion. So what is the general structure of the case study? The general structure of the case study that you should be following is, firstly, you should start off with the facts of the case. There is a situation that is given, the situation has some facts, so you should write the facts of the case in the introduction and don't simply merely list down the facts. Try to give value judgment to those facts, to try to use the facts in the ethical terms. So first start off the facts of the case in the introduction in the ethical terms. Use the ethical terminology here. After the introduction, you can just briefly tell about the stakeholders and their interest involved. What are the stakeholders and what is the interest of all of these stakeholders? So you started off with the facts of the case, you justified these are the stakeholders, and then now you tell what is the ethical dilemma before you. Now once you know that this is the ethical dilemma, you know that in any situation would not be 100% correct. That is what ethical dilemma means. So once that is done, you then tell what is the possible course of action that you can take. And do not merely list the possible course of action, but also write the merits and demerits of each of these possible course of action. So yes, we started off with the facts of the case. We know the stakeholders. We know what are the ethical dilemmas. We know what are the possible courses of action that is available to us. And how do we choose an action? That is arguing rationally. You knew the possible courses of action. but you select any one possible course of action. When you choose a possible course of action, you know that what are the values that you have upheld and why are you taking that decision. So you know the facts, you know the situation, and you are arguing rationally on the basis of the facts and the situation. And the locus of control of the decision making is your values. So in the conclusion, you should emphasize on the values which guided your decision making in the ethics case study. I hope you liked this video. For more such video, stay tuned to our channel and click the bell icon and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.